So stand by. And away they go. So Park Reel on the left is one of the early leaders. Artie Bai, the red colours, but nobody particularly wanting to go on and make the running. Garrel also prominent with the pink sleeves, and on the wide outside also racing prominently is Flintshire. But making the running is Park Reel, just about in front on the left of your picture on this head-on shot. The dark colours in the centre of the group are those of Himalaya Dream, and racing on his own, Green Byron way over on the right-hand side, racing in isolation. So Himalaya Dream now goes on in front of Park Reel. They're followed by Très Bleu, the yellow cap on the inside. And then towards the outside of those, Green Byron moving over to join the other runners. They come past a point which is about, well, probably about a mile from home now, about 1,600 metres. So Park Reel on the inside, the yellow cap, racing together with Himalaya Dream. Then after these, Park Reel, the purple track, has moved to the outside. Artie Bai, the red, is followed by Golden Bowl towards the inside rail. And still at the rear at this early stage, only just past halfway, is the grey Mandawi racing together with Garrel. So they start the steady turn now past the Royal Stables, and still showing just in front is Très Bleu on the inside. Très Bleu from Park Reel. On the outside of those comes Himalaya Dream and Green Byron. Those four are followed on the inside by Artie Bai in the red. On the outside of that one is Flintshire. But at this stage, it's Himalaya Dream, shows just in front of Green Byron. And then after these comes Très Bleu, still racing prominently up just behind the leaders. But it's Himalaya Dream showing in front of Green Byron. These two showing just in front of Très Bleu, and now beginning to make another forward move, having led very early on, is Park Reel. Coming from the back of the field is Flintshire and Garrel making a forward move. Mandawi not going anywhere very far, and neither is Golden Bowl. But as they come down now towards the last 200 metres, and back in front again is Park Reel, but Park Reel has been passed by Flintshire. Flintshire easily goes clear as they go for the line. 2 lengths, 3 lengths. Flintshire, Park Reel, Très Bleu in third. Mandawi comes late to finish 4. Last of all is Artie Bai. But no doubt about that one, a very easy winner in the end for André Fabre, second winner of the day, Flintshire and Maxime Guillon. Very nearly all installed. We're just 8 runners here for this 278,000 sterling first prize, and away they go. Who's going to go on? So off to a fairly level break. Battle of Marengo a little bit slowly away. It looks like Okavango on the left from Park Reel in the white. So in the early stages they've gone 150 metres, and it's Park Reel the leader in the centre. Towards the right, Au Revoir, or in between horses, the grey, is Mandawi. Close behind these, Okavango in the maroon. Now Singing is not settled. This won't be in his favour in the white sleeves and white cap, but on his outside, Flintshire bowling along very comfortably and being tracked by Battle of Marengo. Last of all is Max Dynamite. So they race up now past the Petit Bois, past the mile point, and it's Park Reel from Au Revoir, just half a length between them. Only a length behind on the rails, Okavango is third. Then comes the grey Mandawi 4. A length behind these, Singing now has settled on the rails in 5, and is followed by Battle of Marengo, Max Dynamite and Flintshire. So now they start the downhill run and approach the halfway point. And still in front, Park Reel by just under a length. Au Revoir less than a length back in second now, racing 1 off the rail. Okavango, the maroon, is going very well indeed on the rails with a half-length advantage over Mandawi. Then half a length to Singing, 5 on the rails, 6 Flintshire on the outside, Battle of Marengo on the outside, and he's actually pulling for his head a little bit with Max Dynamite on his inside. So they race down towards the point 600 metres from home, and all of a sudden you'll see them all start to ride like fury. But still, it's Park Reel with the advantage, the purple cap. Au Revoir, he's being asked to quicken up. Mandawi, the grey. Okavango on the rails. These two third and fourth. Singing 5, Flintshire 6. And as they straighten for home, coming down now to the 500-metre mark, and it's Park Reel from Au Revoir. Okavango will be looking for daylight on the inside. right. Here comes Battle of Marengo and Flintshire. Flintshire the pink cap, Battle of Marengo the striped cap. But at this stage it's Mandawi and Flintshire who now comes to take it up with 250 metres to run. Flintshire's quickly gone into the lead. 3 strides and he was in the lead. Flintshire, Mandawi the grey, Au Revoir running on well, Okavango running on well, Singing coming into third. But Flintshire, a very easy winner indeed. For Mandawi in second, Okavango third, Singing 4. And just behind these, I think, Au Revoir finished 5th. But Flintshire, a very fluent, comfortable winner. Flintshire then, the easy winner for Prince Khalid Abdullah. In second place was Mandawi. In third was number 5, Okavango. That's Andre Fabre again. He also trained Flintshire.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup turf, and it's Twilight Eclipse who started well, and on the inside comes Telescope. These two with early speed, and Imagining is going to get by them now, and Imagining and Brown Panther now go up, and they're going to grab the lead as they race down the hill. It's Imagining the early leader, and then Brown Panther, Star Spangled Heat, a long shot goes up on the outside to set the pace. Hardest Core is wide on the turn, running in 4th. Telescope is saving every inch of ground. He's getting a great trip so far. He's 5th on the inside, ahead of the other European favorite Flintshire. In behind them comes Twilight Eclipse, then the free-spirited filly Chiquita, who is fine as they cross over the main track for the first time. And then comes Main Sequence on the outside. A break of another 2 lengths back, and then comes Finnegan's Wake. Big John B is next, and last of them all is Hangover Kid. A half mile in 47 and 3/5 seconds, and racing across the track are Star Spangled Heat, Imagining, and Hardest Core, and they're all right together with 1 lap to go. And Telescope is running in 4th position, and he's saved ground every inch of the way so far. Brown Panther's alongside in 5th. Flintshire is 6th outside of horses. Chiquita 7th and right on the rail, and she's racing 5.5 lengths off the lead. Then Twilight Eclipse, Main Sequence to the outside, Big John B, Finnegan's Wake, and last of them all, Hangover Kid. Now the pace is quickened. 3/4, 1:11 flat, and Hardest Core and Ari Louis Vaz have taken up the running, and now they're in the clear by 2. Star Spangled Heat is 2nd, Imagining taken to the outside in 3rd. Ryan Moore continues to have a strong hold of Telescope. Telescope is 4 lengths off the lead as they race for the turn. Brown Panther is just to the outside of him, and then comes Chiquita. Chiquita's got 5 lengths to make up. Flintshire is in the hunt too. He's 6 lengths off the lead as the field rounds the far turn. Hardest Core is the leader by 1.5 lengths. Imagining is 2nd, and Telescope has his sights set on the front runners. He's 3rd, and now Ryan Moore is asking him to go, and they're into the stretch. Hardest Core, the rail is open for Telescope. He's got a clear view, and he comes through on the inside, and Flintshire is on the attack too. Chiquita and Main Sequence on the far outside, and here he comes. Main Sequence forging to the front. A perfect year for Main Sequence. Flintshire was 2nd, Twilight Eclipse was 3rd, then it's either Telescope or Chiquita. John Velasquez and Main Sequence have...
Ready to run in the Longines Hong Kong Vase over the 1.5 miles. Flintshire from barrier 4 is the 10-9 post-time favourite. And we're standing by for a start. The gates crash back now in the Vase, and Empoli's jumped very awkwardly from his wide draw. Boy, he's giving away a big start early. Parish Hall gets back, and the first 2 into stride was Bubble Chic and Akira, and the pair are going to amble across and take up the early lead from Rainbow Chic, who's pulling a bit on the inside. Curramarotic the outside. Yes, horse tucked away on the inside. Rainbow Chic is not happy at all with a very slow tempo on the early part. The race favourite Flintshire settles 3 back on the inside of, it's Snow Sky on the inside of Red Cadeau. Flintshire a length behind them, followed by dominant Parish Hall. Willie Cazales and Empoli is back at the tail of the field. Well, Demuro takes Kaya to the front. He's been trimmed down in the bedding, and it's a very soft lead for Kaya. Tucked away 2nd on the inside, Rainbow Chic, and Bubble Chic, a Group 3 winner at the distance, sits up in 3rd. Curran Barotic gets a nice run 4th, 1 out, 1 back, followed by Snow Sky tucked away on the inside. 3/4 to Red Cadeau. He's getting a much better run this year. 1.5 lengths clear from the favourite Flintshire. Dominant the fence, Parish Hall the outside, Willie Cazales and Empoli's last. Let's have a look at these sections. They are walking up front, 26-2 and 26-3. Kaya given a little bit more rein down the back, and he free strides out by 1.5 lengths to Bubble Chic. Rainbow Chic tucked away third. Then the Japanese runner Karamarodic. Snow Sky very well positioned over on the inside of Red Cadeau, followed then by Flintshire around dominant. Then Parish Hall from Willie Cazales. And the German runner after the average start in Polia's last 26.7 down the back. And Kaya's getting it very easily. Firing up still on the inside of him, though, is Rainbow Chic, who just got a little bit of room there and it fired him up once again. Now we've got to move. Karamarodic pulled out of his 1-out-1 back position, and Karamarodic goes up to sit outside Kaya as the pace slowly kicks up a little bit from Rainbow Chic and Bubble Chic. Red Cadeau, Mosse keeping his powder dry. From Snow Sky, Flintshire hasn't gone as yet. Parish Hall to the outside, dominant, ridden for luck on the fence, and he's pinching plenty of ground as they turn. Kaya being joined and headed now by Karamarodic, and Karamarodic puts his head in front from Kaya. Now Flintshire gets going with Snow Sky further back, and Willie Cazales is coming with a big run right down the outside of the course. Anybody's finish here, and Snow Sky from Willie Cazales, and finishing off on the inside. Kaya keeps battling away, but Flintshire and Willie Cazales, and Flintshire takes out the vase. Flintshire has been...
They're off in the Sword Dancer. And a good start for Fixador and Imagining on the inside, also out of the gate well. These two move away for the early lead. And then it's War Dancer. Gardini is going up 4 deep as they go into that first turn, and Flintshire finds a cozy spot 5th at the hedge and 3 lengths off the lead. Then Twilight Eclipse, Red Rifle, and last of them all is Messi. So Gardini will make the pace in the Sword Dancer here. Gardini in front, opens up to lead by 1.5 lengths. But War Dancer's going after him early, and Imagining is third through a 24 flat, opening quarter mile as they come into the stretch for the first time. And then it's Fixador, followed by Flintshire, who's running along in 5th. He's 4 lengths off the lead and tucked in on the inside. And they're being followed by Twilight Eclipse in between horses, Red Rifle. And on the outside of them is a hard-held Messi. Messi is 7 lengths off. Front-running Gardini. And Gardini goes by the first half mile in a solid 48 and 3/5 seconds and leads the way 2.5 lengths to War Dancer. Imagining is in third, Fixador 4th. Flintshire unhurried 5th on the inside and 6 lengths off the lead into the clubhouse turn. And then it's Messi 3 wide, Twilight Eclipse between horses, and Red Rifle down on the inside. So it's Gardini. Gardini heads them onto the backstretch in front from War Dancer. 3/4 up in 1, 13 and 2. And Imagining is extricated from the rail. Rad Ortiz Jr. taking Imagining to the outside now, 1.5 lengths off the lead. And Flintshire has made forward progress now and is only 2 lengths behind, running in 4th. Then Fixador, Red Rifle, followed by Twilight Eclipse and Messi. And now there's only 4.5 lengths separating them all. And Gardini is still the leader. Gardini in front into the far turn, 3/4 of a length to War Dancer. Flintshire to the inside, Imagining is 4th. Red Rifle is down toward the hedge, running in 5th as they round the far turn. And Twilight Eclipse is moving now, and Red Rifle and Twilight Eclipse are moving right together on the far turn. And Flintshire has taken the lead. Flintshire has taken over as they come to the top of the stretch. He's got a 2-length lead as they turn for home. Red Rifle is second, and then comes Twilight Eclipse, but Flintshire is running away. Flintshire has opened up to a 4-length lead on Red Rifle, Twilight Eclipse, and they've left the others reeling behind. Oh, what a classy horse this is. Flintshire in the Sword Dancer by 3. And then it was Red Rifle second, followed by Twilight Eclipse, and then came War Dancer.
But the favourite for the vase is Flintshire, drawn in barrier number 8 for Vincent Cheminot. He's a 6-4 favourite. Highland Reel best back to beat him late. And the 2015 Longines Hong Kong Vase is about to get underway. Stand by for a start. All set, ready to race. Gates are open and they're off and running in the Vase, and a good level line out of the gates, although as I speak, Ming Dynasty's just struggling a little bit to go with them through the early stages, and Kaya is going to settle back in the field. Highland Reel began well and he's up vying for the lead. Flintshire was away well also, as was Helene Happy Star and Helene Superstar. Ensuring got away nicely from Dominant, holding a prominent spot on the rail, and he's on the inside of the 3-year-old French colt Darriard, followed then by the veteran Cirrus des Eggs. and then a gap to Preferment, who's in a little bit of a bustling match at this stage with Ming Dynasty, and they're keeping Canic Chase very wide as they work past the Longines timepiece. Settling back in the field now is Dominant. He's dripped a little bit back to third last from Harbour Master, who's second last as they pass the trainer's stand, and Kaya is back at the tail end of the field. Well, Highland Reel, Brian Moore rolls on and he takes the lead, a mile left to travel. It's Highland Reel leading by 3 parts of a length over in second position Cirrus Dezeg. He went forward and he now sits outside of the leader. Elaine Happy Star travels sweetly in third, and so too does the favourite. He's travelling first class, Flintshire. Behind him in economy is Canic Chase and Helene Superstar on the rail, but there's a move in the vase, and Harbour Master not happy with the pace, Tommy Berry. He takes off and he opens them up. Halfway point, 1,200 metres, and Harbour Master now strides clear. 2.5 lengths to Highland Reel and Cirrus Dezeg. 2.5 further back to Helene Happy Star with Flintshire. They've had good runs. 1.5 lengths to Canic Chase from Helene Superstar and Darien in the middle. 2 away to the Australian galloper, Preferment from Ensuring, and then Ming Dynasty. Dominance now been shuffled back to second last, and 2 lengths last of all is Kyra as they work to the 800-metre point, and Harbour Master has the pace and he slows it down a touch now. Cirrus Dezeg is in clear-cut second. Highland Reel back to third from Helene Happy Star. Flintshire, he's just waiting for a spot to go here, Cheminot. Helene Superstar. Darien starting to work between horses from Canic Chase. Preferment's coming wide, then Ensuring. Ming Dynasty with it all to do with Dominant and Kaya. They're in the straight. Harbour Master quickly joined by Helene Happy Star. But here comes the French champion, Flintshire. He quickly looms up, and at the 250 he raced to the lead. Highland Reel tries to go with him. They beat off Helene Happy Star. Darien trailing up behind them. Highland Reel in for the fight. He regained the lead from Flintshire. Then Darien, but it's Highland Reel. Aidan O'Brien, his first victory in the Hong Kong Vase, and Highland Reel defeats the defending champion. Highland Reel from Flintshire, and Darien third. Ming Dynasty got through to...
Desidero is going back in, so we're just about set for a start here. They're off in the Woodford Reserve Manhattan. And it's World Approval who comes out running well. Desidero on the far outside, and going up in between horses is Grand Tito to join them, and Flintshire will sit in fourth early on, just to the outside of Ironicus, who rides the hedge into that first turn 4 lengths off the lead. And then it's Oathkeeper on the outside, followed by a ground-saving Big Blue Kitten, who's down toward the rails 7 lengths behind in the early stages here. And then it's back to Slumber, and last of them all and slow out of the gate is Triple Threat. The first quarter is up in 23-4. On to the backstretch, World Approval and Julian Leperoux on top, with Grand Tito running in second. Desidero is third on the outside. Ironicus is down toward the rail. The heavy favorite Flintshire moves up alongside of him. And outside those two, it's Oathkeeper, now moving up a couple of spots and all the way up into fourth outside of Desidero. And then it's Slumber, followed by Big Blue Kitten on the inside. Triple Threat, last of them all through a 49 3/2 mile. It's been a moderate tempo here for World Approval, who has led so far. Grand Tito continues to press him from the outside. Desidero is third. Oathkeeper on the far outside. Flintshire in between horses. Ironicus is down toward the hedge. 4 lengths off the lead, racing for the far turn, and they've gone 3 quarters in 1:13-4. And then it's Slumber on the outside of Big Blue Kitten. Triple Threat is still last around the far turn. World Approval, Grand Tito, Desidero, the 3 of them across the track. Flintshire poised to pounce in fourth. Right behind them, Ironicus is in it too, while Big Blue Kitten now swings to the outside after saving ground. They're into the stretch. Grand Tito on the outside of World Approval. Here's Flintshire now. And Flintshire is coming storming down the center of the course. And he's found his best stride and he strikes the front. And Flintshire is moving away from his competition late. Flintshire comes to the United States and wins the Woodford Reserve Manhattan by 2.5 lengths. And then up the rail, Ironicus was second, followed by World Approval and Grand Tito. The time on the board was a very fast one, 1 minute. They're off in the Bowling Green. And Grand Tito on the outside goes out to the early lead. Flintshire will be right behind, running in second position early on, with Can't Help Believing alongside. Twilight Eclipse taken to the rear of the field to trail early on. So Grand Tito will be the pace center here. Jose Ortiz and Grand Tito out there 1.5 lengths early on. Can't Help Believing on the outside is second, while Flintshire will ride the rail into the stretch first time round, and Twilight Eclipse drafting in just behind them, 4 lengths off the lead. And that first quarter mile was very, very slow, 26 2/5 seconds. Grand Tito just walking on the lead in the early stages and continuing to do so. They are just lingering along up front here. Can't Help Believing on the outside is second. Flintshire is third. Twilight Eclipse is fourth with a lap to go, and there's just no pace on at all here. Grand Tito and Jose Ortiz leading the way. This half mile goes in 53 seconds flat, and it's noticeable that they're just crawling on that clubhouse turn. The lead 1.5 lengths here to Can't Help Believing, while Covered Up Flintshire will be third onto the backstretch, 2 lengths off the lead, and the trailer is Twilight Eclipse. So Grand Tito has had his own way so far as they head up the backstretch, completing 3/4 of a mile in 1:19 2. Grand Tito on top 1.5 lengths. On the outside, Can't Help Believing is second. Flintshire is third. And continuing to trail is veteran Twilight Eclipse as Grand Tito heads into the far turn and leads it by 1.5 lengths. No pressure at all for Grand Tito so far. Can't Help Believing and Flintshire are right behind, and Flintshire's going to need a way through. They're getting boxed in. Is Flintshire. Now he's last. Now he's last as Twilight Eclipse is moving up on the outside, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. Flintshire is dead last here, but it looks like he's full of run. They're into the stretch. Where's he going to go? Grand Tito is set down for the stretch drive. Can't Help Believing, Twilight Eclipse. Flintshire's going to have to come up on the far outside. He's still under a hand ride. He's still in hand. Here comes Flintshire up alongside of Grand Tito. Oh, he's so good. It's crazy how good he is. Flintshire beats Grand Tito under the wire. Twilight Eclipse Can't Help Believing. I mean, the crawlingest pace you could ever imagine. Flintshire gets in trouble on the turn, and he wins it like that. Coming up to the outside stall. Goes in, and they're all in line. They're off in the Longines Sword Dancer. And it is Roman Approval who comes out running on the lead. Grand Tito is away second. Applicator goes up on the outside to be a part of the early pace. Inordinate, who was slow to start, is being sent along by Aaron Grider now. Slow out of the gate, but already up into third, while being sent as they race for that first turn. Money Multiplier is back running in fifth. A good 7 lengths off the lead, and that leaves Twilight Eclipse and Flintshire at the rear of the field. The pace is very honest here, very fast, 23 flat. Opening quarter mile, so now after that slow beginning, Inordinate has been sent up on the outside to take the early lead here. And Florent Giroux takes a strong hold of Roman Approval, who's second on the inside, and they're now 4 lengths ahead of Applicator running in third, so a dramatic change to what we saw in the Bowling Green here with that pace so slow. They went 53 for that half mile. Today they go 46 seconds flat. Inordinate is the leader here by 2. Roman Approval is second by 5. And Flintshire is still last, but that pace is just blazing along in front of him here. Inordinate the leader. Roman Approval trying to stay off of him in second, 2 lengths behind. And then it's Applicator, Grand Tito. Money Multiplier is a good 7 lengths behind right now, just ahead of Twilight Eclipse. And Javier Castellano just biding his time with the heavy favorite Flintshire after 3/4 in 1:11 flat. Up the backstretch. Inordinate is still the leader here. And now Aaron Grider is asking everything he's got, as Inordinate's lead is just 3/4 of a length. Roman Approval on the outside is second. Meanwhile, Flintshire is still dead last, and he's down on the inside, 5 lengths off the lead. And let's see where he'll go from here. He's right on the inside. And will Flintshire find some running room? He's in a box once again here today. It is Roman Approval coming up alongside of the front runner Inordinate. Grand Tito is there on the outside. Twilight Eclipse is going to come 4 wide. Javier Castellano's got so much horse with Flintshire. Where is he going to go? No, the rail is opened, and he'll just take off. Flintshire got through on the inside, and there he goes. As Money Multiplier moves up on the outside into second, Twilight Eclipse is third, as Flintshire just strides away. Oh, what a racehorse. Flintshire
defeats Money Multiplier, Twilight Eclipse, and Grand Tito in a final time of 2 minutes 23.45 seconds. He just missed the course record. A brilliant performance again today by Flintshire.
And they're all in line. They're off in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic to an uneventful start as Ecto goes out to the early lead. Twilight Eclipse and Money Multiplier right behind Ecto, and Flintshire's not far behind either. He is last, however, and 4.5 lengths from the front. So it will be Ecto and Jose Ortiz to make the pace here. Money Multiplier keeping him company 3/4 of a length behind. Twilight Eclipse and Flintshire side by side, 3rd and 4th, and they are 3 lengths off the lead. The pace 24-3 for the opening quarter mile. A reasonable pace into that first turn over the yielding going here. Ecto's moving right along. Ecto the leader, on top by 1.5 lengths. Money Multiplier is second with Twilight Eclipse on the hedge and Flintshire alongside, getting a decent pace in front of him to make a later run here. Flintshire is now 3 lengths off of Ecto as they head to the backstretch in 49-4. So Jose Ortiz and Ecto will head the field onto this long backstretch run here at Belmont Park. And Money Multiplier and John Velasquez continue to keep him company, now just a 1/2 length behind. Then it's Twilight Eclipse, 3rd on the inside of Flintshire, who's an unhurried 4th, and still about 3 lengths off of Ecto, who continues to lead this quartet up the backstretch, 3/4 up in 1:15 flat. So it's been Ecto all the way so far. Nothing's changed here. Money Multiplier still about 3/4 of a length behind, and Twilight Eclipse and Flintshire keeping each other company, 3rd and 4th. They've been next to each other so far throughout, and they're still about 2.5 lengths off of the pair up front. Ecto and Money Multiplier head into the far turn. 1-2 in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, and Flintshire and Twilight Eclipse are right behind them now. Flintshire has taken 3rd, and Twilight Eclipse can't go with him. He's backed off to 4th. Around the far turn, Ecto the leader. Now John Velasquez asking more from Money Multiplier, and Flintshire's going to come up on the outside of those two as Ecto kicks away. Ecto kicks away to a 1.5 length lead here at the top of the stretch, and Javier Castellano goes to a drive on Flintshire. He's got work to do. Ecto is the one to catch, and as they come down to the final furlong, it looks like he's got something left in the tank here. He's got a 2.5, a 3-length lead on Flintshire. Ecto's got a 4-length lead on Flintshire, and Ecto's gonna win the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic, pulling off a 9-1 upset over the 1-5 favorite Flintshire, who was 6 lengths behind him on the wire. Then it was Twilight Eclipse and Money Multiplier. All right, they're starting up on the hill here at Santa Anita as Highland Reel takes up position in the outside stall. They're all in line, ready for a start. They're off in the Breeders' Cup Turf. And Ecto comes out running on the lead. Ashley Love Sugar is away running in second, and there goes Highland Reel to the outside. And he's intent on the lead, and Highland Reel will take over as the field races down that hill. Highland Reel in front. Ecto is running in second position. Ashley Love Sugar, 3rd on the outside by another 2.5. Then Money Multiplier. Flintshire is 5th early on. He's down on the inside. Money Multiplier, a little bit hard to control there. He's very headstrong. Then it's Twilight Eclipse. Ulysses to the outside. Rallis and the Big Hoss. Finds herself about 15 lengths off of her stablemate, and then comes Mondelist on the inside in Texas Rayano. The first quarter was slow, 24 4/5 seconds for Highland Reel. Highland Reel the leader by 2.5 as they race past the stands for the first time. Ecto is hard in hand in second. On the outside is Ashley Love Sugar, 3rd by 3. And they're followed by Money Multiplier and his stablemate Flintshire to the inside, who is a covered up 5th and 7 lengths off the lead after a 48 flat half mile. So it has been an easy tempo for Highland Reel up front. And then it's Twilight Eclipse, Ulysses, Mondelist on the inside, found in between horses. Rallis is next, and then the Big Hoss and Texas Rayano. So it's been advantage Highland Reel so far. Seamus Heffernan has had an easy pace here with Highland Reel onto the backstretch. The first 3/4 up in 1:12-3. They've got a 3.5 length lead. Ecto is running in second. Ashley Love Sugar and Gary Stevens on the outside of Javier Castellano and Flintshire, who are now 9 lengths off the lead as Highland Reel's rolling up front here. Highland Reel's trying to put him away right now. He's opened up 8 lengths on the field, racing for the far turn. They're going at it right now. Highland Reel, all alone, 8 lengths in front of Ecto and Ashley Love Sugar. Flintshire is now being asked to quicken, and he's moving up. He's within 9 lengths of the lead, but Highland Reel's out there by himself as they're coming to the top of the stretch, and he's under a full out drive, and they're into the stretch in the Breeders' Cup turf. Highland Reel, 6 in front of Flintshire, who's got a furlong to run him down. Found is back there running at 5th. 16th to go. Highland Reel by 4. Flintshire cutting into the gap, but he's running out of time. Highland Reel by 3. Highland Reel is a Breeders' Cup champion. And then it was Flintshire. He was second best today. Found was third. A photo for 4th. It may have gone to Ashley Love Sugar. The final time was 2 minutes, 23 seconds flat.
Big team.